When a man crosses the age of 60, his body begins to change in quiet ways. Some of these changes happen so slowly that many men barely notice them at first. Curious. But one small organ that often begins to ask for more attention at this stage of life is the prostate. The prostate is a small gland, about the size of a walnut, but it plays an important role in a man's urinary and reproductive system. For many years, it does its job silently, without causing any trouble. Then, as the years pass, it may start to grow larger, and that is when many men begin to feel the difference. You might hear men say things like, I have to go to the bathroom more often now, or my sleep keeps getting interrupted at night. Others notice that the urine flow is not as strong as it used to be. Some feel a slight pressure or discomfort in the lower abdomen. These experiences are extremely common after 60, and they are not something to feel embarrassed about. In fact, millions of men around the world go through the same thing. The important thing to understand is that aging itself is not the enemy. Getting older is a natural process, and many men live strong, active lives well into their 70s, 80s, and even beyond. The real difference often comes down to the habits we follow every single day. Small daily choices quietly shape how the body functions over time. What we eat, how much we move, how well we sleep, and even how we manage stress all influence the health of the prostate. Many men grow up believing that prostate problems are simply something they must accept with age, as if nothing can be done about them. But that belief is not entirely true. While some changes are natural, the way we care for our body can either slow those changes down or make them appear sooner and feel worse. Think of the body like a machine that has been working faithfully for many decades. With the right care, it continues to run smoothly. Without that care, small problems can begin to appear. Another important thing to remember is that prostate health is closely connected to the rest of the body. Blood circulation, body weight, inflammation, and hormone balance all play a role. When circulation is poor, the tissues in the pelvic area may not receive enough oxygen and nutrients. When inflammation builds up in the body, the prostate may become more sensitive. And when daily routines become too sedentary, the pelvic area may experience more pressure and less movement. This is why simple lifestyle habits matter so much after 60. The goal is not perfection, and it is certainly not about strict rules or complicated routines. Instead, it is about small, consistent actions that gently support the body. When men begin to take these small steps every day, they often notice improvements, not only in urinary comfort, but also in energy levels, sleep quality, and overall well-being. The good news is that protecting the prostate does not require extreme changes. It starts with understanding the signals the body gives and responding with simple, healthy habits that support circulation, reduce irritation, and keep the body balanced. And once you understand that your daily habits shape your prostate health, you begin to realize that protecting it is not complicated at all. It simply starts with the small choices you make every single day. One of the most powerful things a man over 60 can do for his prostate begins at the dining table. Food is not just something that fills the stomach. Every meal sends signals through the body. Some foods calm the body and support healing, while others quietly increase irritation and inflammation. Over time, these small daily choices can either protect the prostate or slowly make its job harder. Many men don't realize how closely the prostate responds to diet. When the body receives foods that are rich in natural nutrients, it supports healthy blood flow and helps reduce swelling in tissues. But when the diet is filled with processed foods, heavy oils, and too much sugar, the body may begin to hold on to inflammation. And inflammation is one of the things that can make prostate symptoms feel worse. A simple place to start is with foods that are fresh and natural. Vegetables are especially helpful. Dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and similar greens contain nutrients that support the body's natural repair systems. They also help keep the digestive system working smoothly, which reduces pressure in the lower abdomen. When digestion is better, the pelvic area often feels less strain. Another powerful food group for prostate support comes from tomatoes. Tomatoes contain a natural compound called lycopene, which has been widely studied for its protective effects on prostate tissue. Interestingly, cooked tomatoes, such as those in tomato sauce or lightly cooked dishes, can make this compound even easier for the body to absorb. Adding tomatoes regularly to meals is a small habit that may quietly support prostate health over time. Nuts and seeds also deserve attention. Foods like walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds provide healthy fats and important minerals. Pumpkin seeds, in particular, contain zinc, which plays a role in supporting prostate function. A small handful of nuts or seeds during the day can give the body steady nutrition without the heaviness that comes from processed snacks. Healthy fats are another piece of the puzzle. Many men grew up believing that all fats are bad, but the truth is that the body actually needs certain fats to function properly. Fats from foods like olive oil, avocados, and fish can support heart health and blood circulation. When circulation improves, the tissues around the prostate receive better oxygen and nutrients. At the same time, there are a few foods that are worth reducing, especially after 60. Highly processed foods, deep fried meals, and large amounts of red or processed meat can increase inflammation in the body. Sugary drinks and snacks can also disturb the body's balance, leading to weight gain and increased pressure in the pelvic area. This does not mean these foods must disappear completely, but moderation becomes very important. Another helpful idea is simply eating lighter in the evening. Heavy late night meals can place pressure on the bladder and digestive system during sleep. When the body is busy digesting large meals at night, it can increase discomfort and sometimes lead to more nighttime bathroom trips. The goal is not a strict diet that feels difficult to follow. Instead, it is about building a pattern of eating that quietly supports the body every day. When a man begins choosing more natural foods, more vegetables, more healthy fats, and fewer processed meals, the body often responds with better energy, better digestion, and greater comfort. And when the body is nourished the right way day after day, the prostate often responds with the same quiet message: everything is working just the way it should. Another habit that can quietly protect the prostate after 60 is something very simple, yet often overlooked: daily movement. As the years pass, many men naturally become less active. Work routines change, retirement arrives, and the body begins to spend more time sitting. Long hours in a chair, whether watching television, reading, or using the phone, may seem harmless. But over time, too much sitting slows the circulation in the lower part of the body, especially around the pelvic area where the prostate sits. Good blood circulation is extremely important for every organ in the body. Blood carries oxygen and nutrients that help tissues stay healthy and repair themselves. When circulation becomes sluggish, those tissues may not receive everything they need to function properly. In the case of the prostate, reduced circulation can sometimes make discomfort or urinary symptoms feel more noticeable. The good news is that the body responds very quickly to gentle movement. You do not need intense workouts or complicated exercise routines to make a difference. In fact, for men over 60, the most helpful kind of movement is often simple, steady, and consistent. Walking is one of the best examples. A relaxed walk for 20 to 30 minutes each day can help wake up the body and encourage healthy blood flow throughout the pelvic region. Walking also helps maintain a healthy body weight, and weight control is another important factor when it comes to prostate health. Extra weight, especially around the abdomen, can place pressure on the bladder and nearby organs. When men begin walking regularly, many notice other benefits as well. The joints feel less stiff, the mind feels clearer, and sleep often becomes deeper. All of these improvements work together to support the body's natural balance. Stretching is another gentle but powerful habit. Simple stretches that loosen the hips, lower back, and legs can help reduce tension in the muscles surrounding the pelvic area. When these muscles stay tight for long periods of time, they may add pressure around the bladder and prostate. Light stretching helps those muscles relax and improves circulation in that region. Even small movements during the day can make a difference. Standing up every hour, walking around the house, or doing a few minutes of light activity prevents the body from remaining in one position for too long. Think of it as reminding the body to keep flowing rather than staying still. Some men also benefit from exercises that gently engage the pelvic muscles. These exercises help strengthen the muscles that support the bladder and urinary system. When those muscles are strong and flexible, it can help improve bladder control and reduce some urinary symptoms that appear with age. It is important to remember that movement should always feel comfortable and safe. The goal is not to push the body to exhaustion. The goal is simply to keep the body active enough so that circulation remains healthy and the organs continue receiving the support they need. What matters most is consistency. A short walk every day is far more helpful than an intense workout once in a while. When movement becomes part of the daily routine, the body slowly adapts, circulation improves, and the pelvic region becomes more supported. And over time, this simple habit sends a powerful message to the body that even after 60, staying active is one of the most natural ways to keep the prostate and the entire body working smoothly. Another daily habit that quietly protects the prostate is something very simple that many men do not think much about: how and when they drink water. Hydration plays a very important role in the health of the urinary system, yet many men after 60 either drink too little water during the day or drink most of their fluids at the wrong time. Water helps the body in many ways. It supports the kidneys, keeps the bladder functioning smoothly, and helps flush waste out of the urinary system. When the body is properly hydrated, urine stays lighter and flows more easily. This reduces irritation in the bladder and the urinary tract, which can make a real difference for men who sometimes feel discomfort or urgency when urinating. However, the key is not just drinking water, but drinking it in a smart way throughout the day. Some men get busy during the day and forget to drink enough fluids. Then in the evening, they suddenly drink several glasses of water. This can lead to frequent trips to the bathroom during the night. Interrupted sleep is one of the most common complaints among men over 60, and late night drinking habits often play a big role in that. A better approach is to spread water intake evenly during the day. Start the morning with a glass of water to wake up the body. Continue sipping water slowly through the afternoon instead of drinking large amounts all at once. This keeps the body hydrated without putting sudden pressure on the bladder. As the evening approaches, it can be helpful to slowly reduce fluid intake. This does not mean avoiding water completely, but simply being mindful of large drinks close to bedtime. Giving the body time to process fluids earlier in the evening can reduce those late night bathroom trips that interrupt sleep. Another small habit that helps the prostate and bladder is responding to the body's natural signals. Many men develop the habit of holding urine for long periods of time, especially when they are busy or away from home. But holding urine too long can place unnecessary pressure on the bladder and the prostate. Over time, this can irritate the urinary system. When the body signals that it is time to go to the bathroom, it is usually best to listen to that signal rather than delaying it again and again. Allowing the bladder to empty regularly keeps the system working more comfortably. It can also help to slow down during bathroom visits. Rushing can sometimes prevent the bladder from emptying fully. Taking a few extra moments allows the muscles to relax and helps the bladder finish its job properly. Some men also notice that certain drinks may irritate the bladder. Large amounts of caffeine, strong tea, or carbonated drinks can sometimes increase the feeling of urgency. Paying attention to how the body reacts to different drinks can help men adjust their habits in a way that keeps the urinary system calm. All of these changes are small, but together they make a meaningful difference. When the body stays properly hydrated and the bladder is treated with care, the entire urinary system tends to work more smoothly. And when you learn to give your body the right amount of water at the right time, you allow the prostate and bladder to work in harmony instead of struggle. There is another factor that many men do not immediately connect with prostate health, yet it quietly influences how the body functions every single day. That factor is stress and the quality of sleep. As men grow older, responsibilities, worries about health, family matters, and daily pressures can slowly build up in the mind. Sometimes this stress stays unnoticed, but the body always feels it. When the body is under constant stress, it releases hormones that prepare us to deal with challenges. This reaction is helpful for short periods, but when it continues day after day, it can create tension in different parts of the body. One area that can be affected is the pelvic region. The muscles around the bladder and prostate may tighten without a person even realizing it. When these muscles stay tense for long periods, they can increase the feeling of pressure, urgency, or discomfort during urination. Stress can also influence inflammation in the body. When stress levels stay high for too long, the body may remain in a slightly inflamed state. Over time, this can make sensitive tissues, including the prostate, feel more irritated. That is why managing stress is not just about feeling calm mentally, it is also about giving the body a chance to relax and function smoothly. One of the simplest ways to reduce daily stress is by building small moments of relaxation into the routine. This does not require complicated techniques. Something as simple as taking a quiet walk, spending time in fresh air, or sitting peacefully for a few minutes can help the nervous system slow down. Deep breathing can also be very helpful. Slow, steady breaths send a signal to the body that it is safe to relax, and this relaxation spreads through the muscles, including those in the pelvic area. Another powerful tool for supporting prostate health is proper sleep. Sleep is the time when the body repairs itself. During the night, the body balances hormones, reduces inflammation, and restores energy for the next day. When sleep is interrupted again and again, these natural repair processes do not work as effectively. Many men over 60 struggle with sleep, especially if they wake up several times during the night to use the bathroom. This is why building healthy evening habits can make such a difference. Creating a calm bedtime routine helps the body prepare for rest. Dimming lights, turning off bright screens, and avoiding heavy meals late at night can all encourage deeper sleep. The bedroom environment also matters. A quiet, comfortable room with cool air can help the body relax faster. Even small adjustments, like going to bed at the same time every night, can train the body to fall asleep more easily. When sleep improves, many men notice that their energy levels during the day become stronger. Mood becomes more stable, concentration improves, and the body feels less tense. All of these changes support overall health, including the urinary system. Stress reduction and good sleep work together like quiet partners in protecting the body. They calm the nervous system, relax the muscles, and allow the body's natural healing processes to work properly. And when the mind becomes calmer and sleep becomes deeper, the body often responds with something every man values more than anything else: comfort, balance, and the feeling that his health is still firmly in his own hands. As men move further into their 60s and beyond, one of the most valuable habits they can develop is simply paying attention to the signals their body sends. The body has a quiet way of communicating when something is changing. Sometimes those changes are small at first, almost easy to ignore. A slightly weaker urine stream, waking up one more time at night than usual, or feeling a bit of pressure in the lower abdomen. Many men brush these signs aside and tell themselves that it is just part of getting older. While some changes do come with age, ignoring the body's early signals is never the best approach. The truth is that many prostate-related issues can be managed much more easily when they are noticed early. When men stay aware of what their body is telling them, they give themselves the opportunity to take action before small concerns become bigger problems. Regular health checkups become especially important after the age of 60. These visits are not something to fear. In fact, they are one of the most practical ways to stay in control of personal health. A simple conversation with a healthcare professional, along with basic examinations, can provide valuable information about how the prostate and the urinary system are functioning. Some men avoid checkups because they feel embarrassed discussing urinary symptoms. Others may worry about what they might hear, but the reality is that these conversations happen every day in medical offices around the world. Healthcare professionals understand that prostate concerns are a normal part of aging for many men, and their goal is simply to help keep the body functioning well. Being open about symptoms allows the right advice and care to begin early. In many situations, simple lifestyle adjustments, monitoring, or basic treatments can keep things under control. But when symptoms are ignored for long periods of time, they may become more uncomfortable and more difficult to manage. Listening to the body also means noticing patterns. For example, if nighttime bathroom visits suddenly increase, if urination becomes painful, or if there is difficulty starting or maintaining a steady stream, these are signals worth paying attention to. They do not automatically mean something serious, but they are signs that the body is asking for attention. Another important point is that prostate health is connected with overall health. Conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and excess body weight can influence how the urinary system functions. When men take steps to manage their general health, they are also supporting their prostate at the same time. Staying informed is also part of this habit. Learning about prostate health helps remove unnecessary fear. When men understand what is normal, what changes may occur with age, and when to seek advice, they feel more confident and less anxious about their health. Above all, it is important to remember that aging does not mean losing control over health. Many men continue to live active, fulfilling lives well into their later years because they remain attentive to their bodies and willing to take simple steps to care for themselves. And when a man learns to listen carefully to his body and respond early to its signals, he gives himself the greatest advantage of all, the ability to protect his health before small concerns ever have the chance to grow.